Liverpool's problem has them the way they spent money on Nunez and Gakpo when they had no midfield. I don't know if it's Klopp or the sporting director, but one of them needs to be fired. Their
Yeah,
midfield is useless. Harvey Elliott and Henderson. I mean Fabinho. Like just blow it up. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm scared you're gonna go through another drought.
I think that midfield is probably one of the worst midfields in the league.
Yeah,
That
and
has
it's
to
funny
be.
because like there's people. Caicedo was willing to leave Brighton in January. They didn't get him.
Yeah,
Declan Rice, like they have people that they could have gotten that are not stupid expensive, and they're just waiting for Thiago to return from.
injury, right?
It's on guy has more minutes in the medical room than he does on the field in the last 2 years. Like Liverpool looked scared. Also, the way Arnold has fallen in terms of um, defensive quality is mind-boggling.
Yeah,
It's absolute like all people do is just target that side, and that's all they've done. Constantly targeting that wing, and because Arnold has gotten worse, Robertson has been exposed as well
yeah.
because those two needed each other to be playing well to spread the field and open it up for their runs. Really catching him overcommitting. He's over. I don't know why he's trying to protect the center back so much.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that he left. Yeah, he literally just left his man open.
He
This
like
is this is this is basically a coach doesn't have options, man. This is what it's. He's running out of options. At this point, he's just basically playing people just to play them.
man.
It's what it's looking like. It's kind of reminded me of like Ralph Ragnick last season, where it was just like just throw everything at it. At this point, it's a lost cause.
See what sticks.
Yeah. At this point, just get the players playing, right? Because he's four subs. Man, this guy is going at it. Oh my good. Oxley Chamberlain. I haven't seen this guy in a I haven't seen that. He's been injured too a lot.
Yeah,
Jeez. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Chamberlain
I
has
think
been
he's just
injured.
going all attack now. It's looking like
It's it's 3-3-2-5.
I guess Henderson is just gonna sit back, right? Well, I guess that's pretty much what he does. Yeah. I think Elliott and Henderson will sit. Oh, Salah is coming up too.
Yeah,
Oh
he's given
wow.
up. He's given up. Yeah, what do you think about United tomorrow?
Liverpool is, I mean, Newcastle is a tough team, man. Like, I would say Newcastle of, like, before the new year, I would have been nervous, yeah. But the Newcastle of now, they're hit or miss, right? It's hard to, it's hard. That's a tough game. And also, we're not without Casemiro. And
Yeah,
every time we don't play Casemiro, we play without Casemiro. It really just feels like we've just gone back to the United of last season. So it just in terms of our play, and then Rashford is also injured too. Yeah, I think he's a maybe. I think he's a maybe, but I think he's pretty much injured. That's why he didn't play in the international break, right?
mm,
Because he was off injured. Because he picked it up in the last game. So, so yeah. So no Rashford, no Casemiro. It's going to be interesting. I guess it's going to be Bruno Ball and hope for the best kind of thing.
Bruno
So
Ball. Is that what you call
yeah,
it?
that's what Bruno Ball. Just hope for the best. Just hope it sticks. You know.
Isn't
Um,
I thought mm, Martial was back.
he's back in training, but I don't know when he's going to be fit to. Like I don't know when Ten Hag is going to be confident enough to play him without him getting injured again. Because he's been back in training for I think he was back like 2 weeks before the international break.
I feel bad for waking up for this.
Man, they need to stop making this big game so early. Like what is this? I know it's 12 noon. It was 12 in the UK, but man,
But I was
you
watching
need to
some
relax with
other
this early games, man.
I was watching DR Sports, and they were saying that they don't like the early morning games either, even when it's noon.
Yeah, I know even like a lot of the guys that I watch as well, they say that too. Noon is like it's too early. Because especially if you have to go to the stadium, then your day starts from like 8 o'clock, right? Especially on the weekend. So
Oh, this is so sad. And you know the funny thing?
City's gonna what who does City play next? They'll probably draw that game. You
No
know what I
way.
mean? That seems to be the storyline, man. It's the big teams who beat each other, and then they can't seem to win against the small sides.
That's why Arsenal's winning this season because they're
Yeah, because
beating
they're
the teams
beating
they're
the
supposed to
teams
beat.
that you should beat.
Look, see Arnold. Look at that terrible defense. Look at that
Yeah, he's
cover.
still running.
Terrible defense.
Yeah, he defends like a midfielder.
Well, he
That's a
he,
midfielder type of
he
defender
defends
right
like a
there.
winger.
He's like he's
He defends like a winger. He's so bad. It's so crazy how quickly it happened too, man.
yeah, for one man. I was not expecting the scoreline. Man, Arsenal fans must be livid
City,
right now.
City play Southampton next.
Oh, geez,
Relegation battle Southampton.
but Southampton. I don't know what it is, man. They're tough to beat. Like
Yeah.
the big teams have
Uh,
struggled to beat
didn't
them
they?
this season.
Tottenham, right?
Yeah,
They
they drew
drew Tottenham
Tottenham.
3-0
They
down, came back.
then we almost lost to them. I think wasn't that was the game right with the Casemiro red card. I think it was.
I, was
I
it? I
think that
thought
was the game. Wasn't it Southampton as well? Yeah, it was Southampton. Did we draw them or did we? Yeah, I think we draw points to Southampton too. They're just that team. I don't know what it is. They just know how to grind results against the big sides. And I think also City lost points to them too.
Liverpool as a collective have given up on this season.
Well, it's yeah, I think it's because their run of fixtures, they have a tough run of fixtures, right? And this was the start of it. So and the fact that they've got destroyed 4-1, I don't know how they're gonna recover from that.
They can't. Like, what are they playing for now? They're not playing for Champions League. They're not playing for top four. Maybe they're playing for top four because
Because at this point, would you even
Tottenham
want to
is
be
in
in Conference
shambles,
League? Yeah, like why would you want to be in Conference League playing? That's an additional minimum 12 games.
and it's
That's is
Conference
it
League.
worth it? Is it really worth it for how much are they
Nah,
getting paid? 500,000 to win?
nah.
Oh man, I think Darwin Nunes should have started this game. Like I don't know. People, I don't know. I think there's a play in Nunes, but I don't know what people just don't see it. Like I think this game's for him, and I think this would have been the game for him.
Darwin Nunez is not a gegenpress striker.
Yeah,
Darwin Nunez is a Ancelotti type striker where he just stays up there. No, he's a Mourinho type striker.
yeah.
He really should have just went to Roma or something.
But
He,
everybody wants to play in the Premier League, right?
he should have went
That's
to
what I'm
Tottenham
on. Tottenham,
or Chelsea.
jeez,
Chelsea, they needed him. He
yeah. But at the time when he came in, right, it was a bit different. Like Liverpool had just, it would have been hard to say no to Liverpool. Like there
no,
were
no. I'm saying
every
Liverpool
finals
shouldn't have.
possible. Think about
Liverpool
last
should
season.
not win him. Liverpool should not have went for him.
No, they shouldn't have. But I think you think in hindsight, if you were a player like Darwin Nunes, Liverpool was arguably the second best team in Europe after Real Madrid, right? Like, even you could even argue Liverpool is probably one of the
No,
best teams in Europe
no,
because
no. City was the second best team in Europe after Real Madrid.
out of from in terms of what,
You said
like
in terms
Liverpool
of
wasn't a team that played every possible game last season that a club could play. They won the FA Cup, won the Carabao Cup, then
and then
reached the
lost to
final day with City, City won on the final day. It was
yeah,
neck to neck, and then
yeah.
they reached the finals of the Champions League. I think that's safe to say they were pretty much, arguably, the best team in Europe.
But then they lost one of their top players that same summer in Mane.
No, but it doesn't matter.
That's when it
But
all
that's
fell
after the
apart for
season.
me.
But that's after the season was done, right? But if you look at
Yeah, but
last
that changes
season,
the
they're
team.
probably
When Mane leaves, you're no longer top two in
no,
Europe.
no. But Jeff, you're talking from a hindsight perspective.
No, no.
Like,
Darwin Nunez came after Mane left. They got
yeah,
Darwin Nunez because Mane left.
okay. But when was he signed? In the summer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
After Mane left.
okay, but think about it. But think about it this way, right? But everybody knows that Mane was a vital, um, was was vital to Liverpool's attack, right? We
Well,
understood that, but I
everybody
don't
except
think,
for Liverpool executives because they let him go.
yeah, but I don't think anybody thought that. First of all, I don't think Mane is the only reason that Liverpool is sitting in the middle of a table. But nobody expected
Mm,
this from
it's a
Liverpool.
big
Come
reason,
on,
man.
Jack. You can't say nobody expected after this season Liverpool had last year. I don't think anyone could have stood in front of the camera and said that Liverpool would be struggling in the middle of a table this season. I don't
Definitely not
think
middle of the
you could have
table.
said
You're
that.
right.
I could have said that any professional
Not
pundit could have
middle
said
of the
that.
table, but we all knew they were going to drop down. We all knew they were not
Yeah,
going to fight for
it
the
could.
title anymore.
Well, the title was always City's. Like Liverpool has won the title once in the last 5 years, right? City has won it four in the last five. So
Yeah.
I don't think that was always good. That was always going to be a doubt that Liverpool would win the league. But I don't think any. I think people, at least I believe that
But
Liverpool would win the season.
every season they fought with City to the last day. Every
Yeah,
season,
give or
right?
take. Yeah,
The moment Mane left, you had a whole new change to the way your the gegenpress is a top heavy system. The moment Mane left, everything had changed. Everything.
no,
Everything, man.
I totally
On the
get what
And
you're
then on top
saying.
of it, your midfield was already injury prone and was falling apart, right? So for me, they shouldn't. I don't blame Nunez for coming. I blame Liverpool for going after him.
Well, yeah,
Liverpool
that I
should
get.
have
That I
gotten
get.
a midfield situation. Chouameni was of it. We've talked about this. Liverpool's problem is twofold. They let Mane leave, and then they wasted all that money that they could have paid him for Gakpo and Nunez when their problem was the midfield. I don't understand. Is that Klopp or is that the sporting director? I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's the sporting director's fault.
In terms of Nunes coming to Liverpool, I think any player would have signed that contract. You know, you're coming from the Portuguese league, signing with one of the best teams in Europe based off of their results from last season. I think it would have been a no-brainer. I would have signed that contract, right? And also, I don't think anybody would have, like I
I don't
said,
know, man.
Mane was very instrumental to Liverpool, but I don't think anybody would have thought that just taking Mane off the team would have created this much impact. And also, too, you also have to think about they have Klopp as a coach, which everybody believes that yes, Mane can leave. You know, like a team doesn't make one player doesn't make a team, right? Like people had believed, at least I thought, Mane leaves. Yes, he changes the way they play, but I think we all thought that Klopp would be adaptable to the system, right? He's brought in Gapo, he's brought in Nunes. And like I agree with you, they did not invest in the right parts of the field, right? They didn't invest in the right positions, which is their midfield. Like you totally right. But I don't think anybody thought that it was gonna be this bad, right? Just like how nobody thought that Arsenal was gonna be doing so well, right? I think that's why hindsight is a beautiful thing.
But I did say in the summer they shouldn't they should just pay Mane. I did say
Yeah, you
Mane
did
should
say
be
that.
paid
Yeah,
because he opened Mane leaving exposed the midfield because all that
yeah,
midfield was doing was running their lungs out and kicking it upfield for Mane or Salah. In fact, it was more Mane, and then Salah would be the second run coming.
Yeah,
If I was Nunez, I wouldn't have gone to Liverpool because what are you going there for? It's not the money. You're going to a Liverpool where you don't even work in that system. That's what I think I don't understand. He knows how they play. Why would you go there?
but
Gakpo, I get it
you're
because he
talking
plays
about a
that system
player.
huh?
You're talking about a player coming from the Portuguese league, right? At that point, when you're coming from
But
a
look how
lower
much money
league,
they paid for him. He could have went to couple places. Liverpool
yeah.
was not the only person that was going for him. I'm pretty sure Chelsea was also going for him, right? So
Well,
like,
Chelsea was going through the whole Russia takeover thing, right? Like, okay, so think about like at that
oh yeah, you're
time,
right. You're right.
Chelsea
I
was
forgot about
going through a
that.
disaster, right, with the whole Ukraine and whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think any player in their right minds would have been wanted to be part of that disaster.
Yeah,
Not
you're
saying
right.
not disaster, but it just I don't think Chelsea was an
No, no, you're
optimal
right.
choice at the
Yeah.
time. Liverpool, I still feel I do what you're saying, but I don't think players always think about the system, right? Every player feels like they're confident that they're good enough to fit in any system. I think most players feel that way, right? And it's not like it's one thing if you're playing Mourinho, and even then, if you're playing like very boring Mourinho football, then you might say, okay, man, I don't want that. You know, like I don't want to go to a team that doesn't attack. But Liverpool's a team that attacks. They don't sit back. They actually do attack. So as a striker, you would want to play for Liverpool, right? If the conditions are right, which he did not know it was not going to be right before he signed the contract.
All right, man. Enough talk. Enough talk about this. This, I guess, Jurassic team. They need some holy water right now, man. Uh, they need to exercise some demons. I don't know what is going on, but this team is not it.
I don't even know who they can buy right now that will be like in the summer. I don't know who
Man,
Liverpool
there's a
can go
lot of
for.
midfield. There's a lot of midfield players. And the thing that irritates me, Josh, they should be going after midfield players at the beginning of the season, not at the end of the season, because by then it's too late. Other teams have already
Yeah,
made contact and have already sold their
especially
dreams for them,
midfield, especially
right?
midfield.
Like
It's,
Chelsea, Fernandez. Liverpool could have got Fernandez
he would have been good. Yeah,
if they spoke to if they spoke to him and said, "Hey, finish with Benfica, who are in the next round of the Champions League. If you just stay with Benfica, you're in the Champions League. You're doing well in Portugal. We'll come and get you in the summer." Or, in fact, instead of Cody Gakpo, you get Fernandez in January.
yeah.
Again, I don't know if it's Klopp. We all know
I don't think it's Klopp.
Klopp
I
has a
think it's
3 year
more of a.
expiration. Hmm?
I don't think it's Klopp to be honest. I think it's like you said, it's the Liverpool board. I don't think it's Klopp. I think it's just. I think Klopp is just. He's that manager who just. He's not going to throw one on the bus like your Contes and Mourinho's. McAllister from Brighton. I think
Yeah,
he'll be a good addition to their
yeah,
team.
yeah.
I think Brighton is at risk of getting like just ransacked in the summer,
Oh,
like
for
they
sure.
almost did in the winter. And I think in the summer, like this that Asian kid, Mitoma,
Oh, Matoma. But, but where?
that kid is.
Who in the top teams
I
need
think
him?
that's any team. I think most teams would need a player like
To
that.
be
They need a
honest,
player like that, man. This
if
guy is effective. Like
if
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
if it wasn't for if it wasn't for Liverpool having that guy, I would say they should go for
Yes,
him.
having Diaz.
Diaz, yeah.
Yeah,
Diaz just injured.
he definitely looks like a Liverpool player. He's got that work rate. Like yeah. You're right. Mitoma would have been a good Liverpool player. Like he
Would
just
have been
has
good.
everything that they're looking for:
And he's
pressing,
smart.
mental game. Yeah, it's just,
I'm telling you,
yeah,
man. Listen, listen. Next season, Chelsea, I think is gonna you're gonna see the same thing as this season. Chelsea and Liverpool are gonna struggle. Chelsea's
yeah.
gonna struggle because their manager ain't it. Liverpool's gonna struggle unless they. I don't know what Klopp is cooking up. Maybe he's got some midfielders in mind, but I don't know, man.